Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for let, because today another Adventure League player really let the party down. He did this by joining the other side and killing 5 of us.
What you talking about, Willis?
But before I begin this tale of treachery and betrayal, business. If you enjoy this story, check out my others. And how's about subscribing? And or leaving likes/comments. This story takes place during the Heir of Orcus module. It begins with us going to a mansion to check out some tiefling twins, Mordecai and Oriana. They were suspected of murder and other cultish activities, but they were also well-known philanthropists. The party consisted of me, the barbarian, a bard, a monk, a paladin, a rogue, and the double-crossing warlock, all called Jerkface. Right away, I knew this was a special party. The module seemed designed to split us up, and the party was more than willing to follow through. When we get to the mansion, most of us go with Oriana to get dinner, but Jerkface goes to our rooms with the butler and the knight who hired us. There he proceeds to get locked in a room, later gets out and kills the butler. Meanwhile, the rest of us were in the dining room. Mordecai is there and I challenge him to a game of chess because, as we all know, barbarians are famous worldwide for their analytical and thinking skills. Somehow he beats me, so I do the logical thing. I throw the board on the ground and accuse him of cheating. That's when he charms me. Shocking, right? I always thought of barbarians as quite wise. After all, what's more wise than blinding rage on a battlefield? Now, I thought the module was well written and pretty good, but there were a few things I didn't like. We were all level 1, and the DC against the at-will charm spell the tieflings had was 15. The odds of passing that are not in our favor. It seemed specifically designed to make sure we were charmed. For example, with my +1 to wisdom, I would have to roll a 14 or higher to not be charmed. That gives me a 70% chance of failing. Only the monk had a better chance of passing it, but it was still a 60% chance he'd fail. My only other complaint is the doors of the mansions were locked whenever we went through them, and could only be opened with a key or magical attack. This wasn't a problem. I could just use my magical weapon. Oh wait, we were all level 1, so none of us had magical weapons. How silly of me. That meant that only the bard and Jerkface had any chance of getting through the door. So, if, to pull an example completely out of left field, the paladin, rogue, and monk happened to get locked in the kitchen, they couldn't get out unless Jerkface or the bard let them out. But that could never happen, right? That would be silly to split the party even more. And we are, after all, professionals. So while we're waiting for dinner, the monk follows Oriana into the kitchen. There she proceeds to charm him and knock him out with a kiss attack that did 30 plus damage and should have killed him outright. Did I mention we were all level 1? Luckily, the DM said he was just knocked out. A little while later, the paladin and rogue go looking for him and end up getting locked in the kitchen. They get him up with a potion, and he comes up swinging, hits the rogue, and downs him. Yeah, we're not the most intelligent party. They get the rogue back up too, but none of them have magical attacks, so they're just observers for the next part. Loud, obnoxious, interrupting every other turn, observers. To recap, the bard and I are in the dining room. I'm charmed. The 3 stooges, the rogue, the monk, and the paladin, are trapped in the kitchen, and Jerkface and the knight have just escaped from their room. Jerkface kills the butler for locking him up and takes his key. Now they're on their way to confront the twins. The knight rushes into the room and goes after the twins. I'm still charmed, so I'm ordered to attack the knight. Oriana charms the bard, and he's also ordered to attack the knight. Jerkface goes off looking for the other guards who came with us. I attack the knight in a rage and hit him, but he's more than a few levels higher than me, so it's not much. He hits back, taking half my hit points thanks to my rage. But I am freed from my charm. And oh so pissed that they dared to charm me, I join the knight. The bard is now ordered to attack me. Unfortunately, the knight is charmed directly after this, and the twins take him down with the same kiss attack they used on the monk. Both of them. Now it's me versus the charm bard and the twins, and I'm at like 3 hit points. I go down quickly afterwards. Don't feel bad for the knight. he was pretty bad at his job. He had hired us to help him and his soldiers capture these two, and as you'll see, he totally forgot to do background checks. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, one of the players isn't quite understanding what's going on. The paladin asks multiple times if he can break down the door, and is told each time it requires a magical attack. I don't think he's listening at all because he keeps trying to open the door. Like, he's been told 3 times about the magic thing, and he's still trying to open the door. Of course, he does this in the middle of combat, interrupting a few times each round. This is how I learned the door required a key or magical attack, because by the 3rd or 4th time he does this, the DM straight out tells him what it takes to open the door. Paladin is not happy. That doesn't stop him from interrupting our combat a few more times to ask pointless questions, but at least he figures out he can't open the door. So I'm downed, the bard is charmed, and the warlock has found the other guards, dead. Killed by, I don't know, plot points? Larry, Moe, and Curly are still locked in the kitchen. The twins give me a potion and ask me to join their side. Mordecai can't charm me again because I threw off his charm, and Oriana can't get me because she has the bard charmed. I think about this for a moment and attack him. I'll admit, it wasn't the smartest of moves. It's just me against the bard and the 2 twins, who were actually a modified succubus and incubus, if you've not figured that out by now. But my character is a cocky barbarian. He solves problems with his fists, his axe. And he's not going to go along with these 2 evil twins who charmed him. These guys have pretty good AC, but I managed to hit him a couple of times. I also roll pretty good damage and do over 25 points to him. Now you might be thinking I should have attacked her, so I could possibly free the bard from his charm spell. But in character, I don't know that she charmed him, and I only have eyes for the guy that charmed me. Unfortunately, he's not even looking bloodied. Did I mention we were all level 1? So I know I'm gonna die. But then a ray of hope arrives in the form of Jerkface. Jerkface opens the door. I'm saved! Not only does he have a key, he has a magical attack and can let the others out. Good old Jerkface is gonna save us. He looks at the scene and decides to attack me, joining the enemy. Today I learned something. You see, I was under the apparently mistaken impression that in Adventure League, players can only hit each other if both players and the DM agree. Now, way back at the beginning of the module, the DM asked us what we thought about PvP. 4 players said they thought it was cool, 1 said he didn't care, and 2 of us, me included, said we didn't want to do it. I'm not sure why he asked, because when I say that I don't think I can be attacked, the DM tells me that in certain modules, it's allowed, and this is one of those modules. Just to be clear, the bard is attacking me because he's charmed, but Jerkface is attacking me because, well, he's a jerkface. But this isn't the worst part. I'll get to that. Jerkface does manage to crit me, and even though I'm raging, I don't have resistance to his force damage, so down I go. But I'm a half orc, so with relentless endurance, I'm back up. Luckily, the bard doesn't know that Jerkface is on his side in-game, so he starts attacking him, and they are having a magic duel. With 1 hit point, I go down again pretty quick, but at least I passed my first death save. Things aren't looking too bad until Jerkface decides to stab my downed body. To me, this was the worst part. He wasn't charmed. He wasn't even ordered to attack me. He just decides to attack me and make me fail 2 death saves. You might be asking why. I don't know why he decided to stop attacking the bard and kill me. It was here, however, that I decided his moniker would be Jerkface. Mainly because I don't swear in my videos. If I did, his name would be something completely different. As I said, I knew when I attacked these guys, I was most likely going to die. I didn't know it would be another player who did me in though. I fail my next death save, and this time there is no Tiamat to offer to sell my soul to, so I am truly and completely dead. On the plus side, on one of Jerkface's hits, the bard throws off his charmed effect. He then hits the door with Thunderwave, finally letting the other 3 out, just as Jerkface downed him. Now, Jerkface originally missed, but had been given inspiration by the DM earlier for talking in a bad Canadian accent or something. Okay, that's not fair. It was for some quality role-playing earlier. But you know, on second thought, maybe it was fair. Because at least 2 or 3 other players had some pretty good role-playing in there. And they didn't get inspiration. Oh, And if you're wondering whether Jerkface and the DM were friends before the game, they were. With his inspiration, Jerkface crits the Bard, who's already low, and kills him outright. But at least the Three Stooges are finally out of the kitchen. What followed was an interesting exchange, to say the least. The rogue, he hid. The monk ran, and the paladin fought. Now the paladin gets really mad when Jerkface attacks him. "What are you doing?" he says. "Why are you attacking me?" That's right. The paladin hadn't been paying attention at all and didn't seem to know Jerkface had already killed 2 of us, despite us having talked about it. A lot. He was genuinely surprised and angry when he's attacked. Like, he goes on and on about how stupid it is to attack the party and how it doesn't make any sense. I don't think Jerkface is stupid. He's just a jerk. Paladin, though, is really angry. He didn't seem to know the rules, wanted to use out-of-game knowledge often, and had to be told the same thing over and over and over again. He was also supremely confident. He kept saying as soon as he got out of the kitchen, the twins were toast. And when he did get out and hit one of them for 12, he was shocked the twin didn't go down. This was after I'd already done around 30 damage to the other twin, and he still looked fine. He also was very confused when the DM told him he'd have to roll really high to convince the twins to give up on their cult. You know, because convincing people to give up on their life's work should be easy. So I thought the Paladin was a brand new player, like this was one of his first games. But later he started telling the rogue what he should do, like hiding, sneaking, and backstabbing. So maybe he wasn't new. Maybe he just wasn't very good. The twins and Jerkface end up killing him. Then they find and kill the rogue when he won't join them, but the monk manages to fool them, then runs away. So Jerkface has now killed 4 of us. He goes off with the twins to raise or find the heir of Orcus. I'm not sure which, because it was kind of hard to pay attention right now, being dead. That night, as they camp, they're attacked by the Knight's ghost, now a Revenant. And the Revenant is kicking some evil tiefling butt. So what does Jerkface do? He changes sides, of course. He starts attacking the twins and tells the Revenant, "I'm on your side." Well, the Revenant is only there to kill the one who killed him, the brother. And when he does this, he disappears. On the inside, I'm laughing. I mean, Jerkface is about to get what's coming to him. Karma has finally caught up to him. He's used all his spells, and the sister is way tougher than he is. His betrayals have finally caught up with him. Or so I thought. Did I mention he's a buddy of the DM? Don't know why I expected him to get what he had coming. After causing more than half the party to die. But the DM decides to just let him go back to the sister's side. No roll or anything. He didn't even have to talk his way out of it. She totally ignored the fact that he had just attacked her brother and said he was going to join with the Revenant. When I asked the DM, "You're not even going to make him roll to go back?" I am ignored. Maybe I'm just a bit salty because Jerkface hit me when I was down, but it seems like a whole lot of favoritism here. I mean, Jerkface was the only one who got inspiration, and he got it twice. But as I said, maybe I'm just not seeing it right. Or maybe the DM is a giant Jerkface too. So that was my player versus player time in Adventurer League. I probably won't be playing with Jerkface or that DM again. What do you think? Am I being too sensitive? Let me know in the comments below. Or tell me about a time this happened to you. Thanks for watching, and as always, play your character. Don't let your character play you.